Utah State has 22 victories this season, which is tied for the second most in the country. The 22-3 start is tied for the third best in school history through 25 games, and the Aggies are in prime position for a third straight NCAA tournament bid. Hi everybody, I'm Jesse Kurtz here in the Mountain West Network studio to talk some Utah State basketball. We head out to Logan, Utah and bring in senior guard Ian Martinez, who is the leading scorer for the Aggies so far this season. Ian, I appreciate you making time for us. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me here today, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lots to talk about. Let's start with that 93-85 victory over Colorado State that has the Aggies 12-2 in Mountain West play now, which is the best start in Utah State's 12 years in the Mountain West. And your team has great depth. 8 times you've had 5 double-digit scores in a game. What's it been like sharing the floor with a wealth of scorers who can get hot and take over on any given night?
Man, it's the best thing, you know, not only on the court, but off the court, we get along so well that when we're out there, we just want to play, you know, have fun and enjoy, you know, moving the ball. I think, like, that's the best attribute from the team. I think we do a great job just sharing the ball, getting a lot of assists, getting ball movement on offense, and we're just great in transition. So we try to have that mentality of just sharing the ball, just going out there and play, have fun, you know. So I think that was like the mindset we had last night, just playing hard, just going back to having fun.
Yeah, well, you're having fun and you're delivering each and every night. You now scored in double figures in 28 straight games. And I look at the end of last season, you entered the transfer portal, but then thought differently of it, decided to come back to Utah State for your senior year. What were some of the deciding factors in staying an Aggie?
You know, yeah, I entered the transfer portal just because the uncertainty of seeing who was going to come in here as the head coach. You know, I wanted to keep my options open. But as soon as, you know, Coach Calhoun came back and I got to know him and see what he thought of me, it was really important for me in my last year to have somebody that could give me that confidence, you know, just that green light and just put me in a position to showcase some of my playmaking abilities, which has been working. And lately, I think this has been the only season that I've been in a positive assist to turnover ratio compared to my past 4 seasons here in college. And obviously just the people here, the environment, the spectrum, and just my teammates, taking into account what the year was like, you know, last year, and how good we got along with each other on the team. I mean, we won the conference last year, and it was just a great experience. And I just wanted to come back and try to run it one more time, you know, try to run it back one more time with some of the guys. And I know Coach was going to do a great job bringing in more people that were willing to, you know, sacrifice and just be part of something special.
Yeah, and I often marvel at the success of this program, despite the turnover it suffered in recent years, whether it be on the roster or the coaching staff. It's a program that now has a chance to make the NCAA tournament for a 3rd consecutive season under 3 different head coaches. That's unheard of. What is it about Jared Calhoun that calmed the waters and then continued to raise the bar for Aggies basketball this season?
Being a coach, first of all, he's just an offensive genius, just great person all around, on and off the court. You know, he's willing to put the players in front. You know, he just cares so much about us and just the team as a whole. He always try to, you know, make remember us as just, you know, this got to be like a players-led team. And even though, you know, at times he just got to be in charge, he just tell us, like, we just got to go out there and be ourselves, because he's not the one out there, it's us. So he just gives us so much confidence when we're out there.
Unique to you, you're the only Costa Rican player in Division I basketball right now. Tell me about growing up in Costa Rica and what led you to fall in love with the game of basketball.
Yeah, man, I mean, just back in Costa Rica, I watched both of my parents play basketball, especially my dad. So I felt like that's what, you know, kind of led me to this spot, just falling in love with basketball, seeing with how much passion my dad played, just the environment of the games back at home. And that's kind of what I love the most. And soccer is the main sport, so I did play soccer, but at one point I just kind of had to decide, and I just felt like, you know, just the basketball environment that we had in the family, that's what was the deciding factor. That's what I remember. Just that's all I knew my whole life, seeing my parents play. And yeah, that's what kind of led me here. My parents made the sacrifice of sending me and my brother here to the U.S. They did everything they could to just kind of help us get a better education and just better opportunities for us to get closer to our dreams, which is just trying to make it to the NBA or just be professional basketball players and wherever it is. So, yeah, now I'm here.
It's a great success story in the Mountain West. There's no doubt about that. You touched on this earlier. The Spectrum is undeniably one of the top venues for college basketball in the country. And this year, it's been electric once again. The herd has been sensational. And it's a big reason Utah State has won 40 of its last 45 home games. How would you describe the home court advantage and the atmosphere at the Spectrum?
Oh, man, it gets so loud in here. I mean, you can't even focus at times, and I can't imagine, for the other teams, especially we get on the run, and like last night, the way we started the game, it got to be difficult. It's difficult to win on the road, especially at those big places. In this case, it's just a Spectrum, but yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard to play over here.
Your team and this roster has the ability to bring down the house with its ability to dunk the basketball. We've seen highlights after highlights, some great ones from you and your Aggie teammates. So I ask you this, who's the best dunker on the team and why?
Best dunker, I'll have to say myself. I'll say myself. Just because of the different dunks that I have, but I think Dane Albury. I think he can jump the highest. So he got some serious potential to it. He's a close second there.
For the record, I don't have a vote, but I vote for you as well. All right, turning our attention to the weekend here, the game of the year in the Mountain West. Part 2, Utah State taking on New Mexico in the battle for first place once again. Now, the Lobos, of course, got you a few weeks ago at home. So what did you learn from that loss, and how will that help you as you head down to the pit on Sunday?
It was more about just us than, the other team. I think that's main focus for us is how we come into the game, what attitude we have, what mentality we have, especially, going to the pit. Obviously, hard place to play at, and with just the environment that they have, it can get crazy. And so if we could just come in and do what we're supposed to do, especially on the defensive side, it will help us get into one of our best aspects, which is transition. I think we can be really good in transition all the time. So if we could just focus on, the defense, lock in with the details and the scouting, and then I think we'll be just fine.
Sounds like a great game plan, and Ian, I appreciate you making time for us here today. Best of luck the rest of the way, and we look forward to seeing you in Vegas here in a couple of weeks.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That's Ian Martinez, senior guard for Utah State. By the way, you can watch Ian and the Aggies battle New Mexico in a battle for first place in the Mountain West on Sunday, February 16th. Tip-off from the pit is set for 2 p.m. Mountain Time. It'll be televised by CBS Sports Network. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Jesse Kurtz.